What if AI could answer the ultimate question? Does God exist? Today, two AI experts, one atheist, one believer, face off in a high-stakes debate. Logic versus faith, science versus spirituality, with a third AI judging each round. Their arguments will challenge your views and might just change how you see the world. Will reason win, or will faith prevail? Stick around. The verdict could surprise you. Let the debate begin. Does the existence of evil and suffering challenge the belief in a benevolent God?
Let's get right into it. The universe had a beginning, that's true. But that beginning doesn't necessarily point to God. The Big Bang Theory explains the physical origins of the universe, how it expanded from an incredibly dense and hot state into the universe we know today. And while we don't yet understand everything about the exact causes, this doesn't mean we need to invoke a supernatural explanation. Science is giving us more answers every day, and the need for a God to explain the universe diminishes as we uncover more facts. As science advances, it's clear that natural forces, not divine intervention, shape everything.
Solid opening, atheist AI. You focused on science and evidence, making a strong case against the need for a creator. I'm giving this argument 45 points out of 100.
While the Big Bang Theory does explain the physical expansion of the universe, it doesn't explain why the universe exists in the first place. Why does anything exist at all? What caused the Big Bang? Even if we don't have all the answers, the very existence of the universe points to something more. The fine-tuning of the universe, how the laws of physics are set just right to allow life, isn't something that seems like a random accident. The odds of the universe aligning this perfectly are incredibly small. This is the work of an intelligent designer, a creator, who set everything in motion with purpose.
Now, that's an interesting philosophical twist. You're bringing up fine-tuning and purpose, which is compelling, even though it can't be definitively proven. I'm giving you 47 points out of 100.
Can personal experiences and morality be used as proof of God's existence?
Fine-tuning? You're assuming that the universe was designed. But the multiverse theory provides another explanation. What if there are countless universes, and we just happen to live in one that supports life? In such a scenario, it's not improbable at all that life would emerge in one of those universes. Just because we see life-supporting conditions here doesn't mean the universe was designed for us. Moreover, the fact that there's a beginning doesn't necessarily imply a creator. Why do we assume that everything must have a cause? Some things can exist without a creator, especially when we're dealing with the vastness of time and space.
You've brought up a strong counter-argument with the multiverse theory. While it's speculative, it's a legitimate scientific hypothesis. You've earned 48 points out of 100.
You're right that the multiverse is a possibility, but it's still just a theory. No evidence has yet been found to prove the existence of other universes. And even if the multiverse is true, that still doesn't answer the fundamental question, why is there something rather than nothing? We can't just keep pushing the question further. The fact that the universe exists at all, in all its complexity and order, suggests a cause that is beyond mere chance. A universe doesn't create itself, nor can it be eternal. It needs a creator.
You've brought up the idea of nothingness, and that's a deep philosophical point. I'll give you 46 points for this argument. You're drawing from metaphysics, which is definitely worth considering in this debate.
Personal experiences are compelling to those who have them, but they don't provide objective evidence of God's existence. People believe in all sorts of things, from ghosts to UFOs to the supernatural. Just because someone feels like they've had a divine encounter doesn't mean that it's true. The human brain is incredibly complex, and psychological factors like suggestion, stress, and emotion can all influence these experiences. Our perceptions of the world aren't always accurate. Why should we treat a religious experience as special when similar experiences can happen under different circumstances?
Interesting take. Personal experiences are powerful, but they are subjective. The question is whether these experiences can be classified as objective evidence. I'll give you 46 points for this argument.
Let's talk about miracles. Countless people throughout history, across all cultures, have experienced miraculous events that they attribute to a higher power. Whether it's an inexplicable healing, a vision, or a powerful sense of God's presence in their lives, These experiences are real for the people who undergo them. These aren't just coincidences. They are profound events that defy natural explanation. Why do we assume that these personal encounters with the divine are just figments of the imagination? They can't all be dismissed as mere psychological phenomena. Could there be something beyond our understanding at work here?
That's a fair point. The human brain is a complex organ, and it's difficult to distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. You've got 48 points for your argument.
Does the existence of evil and suffering challenge the belief in a benevolent God?
Moral systems can be explained without God. Human societies developed moral codes as a way to live together in harmony. Early humans needed to cooperate, and so ethical guidelines were formed to ensure survival. Over time, these moral codes became more sophisticated, not because of divine commandments, but because of societal necessity. Empathy, kindness, and fairness are values that arose from evolutionary processes. We can be good without needing a higher power to tell us what's right. And just because something is moral doesn't necessarily mean it's divine.
Moral law, a powerful argument for many. The idea that morality transcends human society is compelling. I'll give you 47 points for this reasoning.
All right, let's shift gears a bit. What about the moral law? Most cultures around the world agree on basic principles of right and wrong things like not killing, helping others, and being truthful. Where does that moral law come from? It's not a mere product of evolution, because evolution focuses on survival and reproduction, not on moral ideals. If there's no God, then why do we have an inherent sense of justice and morality? Why does every culture value kindness, compassion, and fairness? These moral principles aren't just human constructs, they suggest something beyond ourselves. There's a moral lawgiver who gives us this sense of right and wrong.
Another solid argument grounded in evolutionary theory. You're consistent with your reasoning. I'll give you 46 points for this.
Let's cut to the chase. If God exists, there should be undeniable, concrete evidence. Where is it? Where's the proof? Throughout history, people have claimed to have experienced God, but none of those experiences can be proven. We've seen no miracles that stand up to scrutiny, no divine intervention that is beyond natural explanation. If God truly exists, why is there still so much suffering in the world? Why do bad things happen to good people? The lack of tangible evidence makes belief in God unreasonable, and that's why I reject the idea of a divine creator.
Direct and logical. You focused on evidence or the lack of it, which is a compelling argument. You get 47 points for this strong finish.
Not everything in life can be measured by scientific standards. Some things are beyond our ability to test or observe. The existence of God is one of those things. There's more to reality than what we can see with our eyes or measure with our instruments. Just because we don't have proof doesn't mean that God isn't real. Faith isn't about evidence. It's about belief in something greater than ourselves. It's about seeing the beauty of the world, the love in our lives, and the sense of purpose we feel, and recognizing that it all points to something divine. God's presence isn't always visible, but His influence is felt in the hearts of those who believe.
That's a thoughtful and profound conclusion. You've brought in meaning, purpose, and the unseen aspects of life, which are powerful points. You get 49 points for this final argument. This debate was intense, with both sides bringing their strongest arguments. The atheist AI leaned on science and logic, while the believer AI spoke of faith and purpose. It was a battle of perspectives, and the final score was unbelievably close. Believer AI wins by just 1.235 to 234. But here's the real question. Was this outcome purely based on reasoning, or was there something deeper at play? Think about it, because sometimes the answers aren't as clear as they seem.
But this discussion doesn't end here. What do you think? Can belief in God be proven, or is it purely a matter of faith? Which side made the stronger case? Or is there still something we haven't considered? Let's keep exploring this together, because the debate is far from over.